Letter 312 by Charles Lamb. Dated at end, February 24, 1823. Dear W., I write that you may not think me neglectful, not that I have anything to say. In answer to your questions, it was at your house I saw an edition of Roxana, the preface to which stated that the author had left out that part of it which related to Roxana's daughter, persisting in imagining herself to be so, in spite of the mother's denial from certain hints she had picked up, and throwing herself continually in her mother's way, as Savage is said to have done in his, prying in at windows to get a glimpse of her, and that it was by advice of Southern, who objected to the circumstances as being untrue, when the rest of the story was founded on fact, which shows S to have been a stupidish fellow. The incidents so resemble Savage's story that I taxed Godwin with taking Falconer from his life by Dr. Johnson. You should have the edition if you have not parted with it, for I saw it never but at your place at the Mews Gate, nor did I then read it to compare it with my own. Only I know the daughter's curiosity is the best part of my Roxana. The prologue you speak of was mine, so named, but not worth much. You ask me for 2 or 3 pages of verse. I have not written so much since you knew me, I am altogether prosaic. Maybe I may touch off a sonnet in time. I do not prefer call Jack to either Rob, Cr, or Roxana. I only spoke of the beginning of it, his childish history. The rest is poor. I do not know anywhere any good character of Defoe besides what you mention. I do not know that Swift mentions him. Pope does. I forget if Disraeli has. Dunlop I think has nothing of him. He is quite new ground, and scarce known beyond Crusoe. I do not know who wrote Quarrel. I never thought of Quarrel as having an author. It is a poor imitation. The monkey is the best in it, and his pretty dishes made of shells. Do you know the paper in the Englishman by Sir R.D. Steele giving an account of Selkirk? It is admirable and has all the germs of Crusoe. You must quote it entire. Captain G. Carleton wrote his own memoirs. They are about Lord Peterborough's campaign in Spain and a good book. Pazelli puzzles me, and I am in a cloud about Donald M. Loud. I never heard of them, so you see, my dear Wilson, what poor assistances I can give in the way of information. I wish your book out, for I shall like to see anything about Defoe or from you. Your old friend. From my and your old compound, 24 Feb. 23. With this letter compare the letter on September 9, 1801, to Godwin, and the letter on December 16, 1822, to Wilson. Defoe's Roxana, first edition, does not, as a matter of fact, contain the episode of the daughter which Lamb so much admired. Later editions have it. Godwin says in his preface to Falconer, 1807, the play to which Lamb wrote a prologue in praise of Defoe, see Vol. Roman 4, that the only accessible edition of Roxana in which the story of Susanna is fully told is that of 1745. Richard Savage was considered to be the natural son of the Countess of Macclesfield and Earl Rivers. His mother at first disowned him, but afterwards, when this became impossible, repulsed him. Johnson says in his Life of Savage that it was his hero's practice to walk in the dark evenings for several hours before her door in hopes of seeing her as she might come by accident to the window, or cross her apartment with a candle in her hand. Swift and Defoe were steady enemies, although I do not find that either mentions the other by name. But Swift in the Examiner often had Defoe in mind, and Defoe in one of his political writings refers to Swift, apropos Wood's halfpence, as the copper farthing author. Pope referred to Defoe twice in the Dunciad, once as standing high, fearless and unabashed in the pillory, and once, libelously, as the father of Norton of the Flying Post. Philip Quarrel was the first imitation of Robinson Crusoe. It was published in 1727, purporting to be the narrative of one Dorrington, a merchant and Quarrel's discoverer. The title begins, The Hermit, or The Unparalleled Sufferings and Surprising Adventures of Mr. Philip Quarrel, an Englishman. Lamb says in his essay on Christ's Hospital that the Bluecoat boys used to read the book. The authorship of the book is still unknown. Steele's account of Selkirk is in The Englishman, No. 26 Dec. 1, 1713. Wilson quoted it. Defoe's fictitious military memoirs of Capt. George Carleton was published in 1728. I cannot explain Pazelli or Donald M. Loud. Later Lamb sent Wilson, who seems to have asked for some verse about Defoe, the Ode to the Treadmill, but Wilson did not use it. My Old Compound. Robinson's Diary Vol. I page 333 has this. The large room in the accountant's office at the East India House is divided into boxes or compartments, in each of which sit 6 clerks, Charles Lamb himself in one. They are called compounds. The meaning of the word was asked one day, and Lamb said it was a collection of simples.